Hello, welcome to Trisha's Cards and Crafts and my mindful crafting on Thursdays, my Thursday therapy sessions. The card I'm making, I made a tiled card earlier on in the week using the hexagon punch, and I thought it was quite a nice soothing sort of thing to do to get everything together, and I thought it would be a nice therapy sort of card, a nice mindful crafting sort of card to make. So, but instead of using the hexagon punch, I thought I've cut strips of 1-inch strips and of designer series paper, and I then cut them into 1-inch squares. And I thought it's similar sort of idea to quilting, and I know a lot of people seem to find that quite therapeutic as well. And so I thought, well, why not? Let's give it a go. And I thought I'd use the, what am I using? These, the Poetic Expressions 12x12 designer series papers. And we've got Boho Blue, Bubble Bath, Lost Lagoon, Moody Mauve, Mossy Meadow and Wild Wheat. And the colours that are in these are the Bubble Bath, the Moody Mauve and the Wild Wheat. So I thought, yep, I'm going to use those to make this card with. So I've used, there's lots of different designs and things in here, but I've used these sheets here. So I've got some scraps of paper. So this is why I was using this, because I wanted scraps to use up some of my scraps, because I think that's a good idea as well. That's good to use your scraps up doing something nice with. So I've got a strip of this one, and it's got different things on the back. I've got some of this paper with some more blues on that's that one. And I've got this piece which has got that pattern on the back. I could have done it with the blues as well, but I just thought, why not do it with this one for a change? And so I've got these and these. So I've chosen those patterns to use. So I've got 5 of the sheets that I've used to do this with, and I've got 5 1-inch strips which I've then cut into 5 1-inch squares. So I've used some wild wheat. I'm going to use wild wheat card for the background. The card base itself is well, it's not quite 6 by 6, but it's 5 1/4 by 5 and not 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I've cut this base at 5 1/2 inches square. So there's enough room then for a small margin around each of the pieces as I stick them on. So why not make a start? So that's what I'm going to do today. So 1-inch, so if I've used a 5 3/4 inch card base, square card base, 5 1/2 inch square card background. So I'm going to put the card base out of the way and we'll start sticking these on. I just arranged them in any pattern that I could think of at the start. I've put the Moody Mauve pieces sort of one away from each other, and I did start by putting the Wild Wheat pieces in on the opposite sides of them. But obviously as you come down the pattern, because I've decided on that pattern to do, it then ended up with 2 pieces of the wild wheat together, but I don't really think that matters too much. I think it'll look okay. So let's start. I could swap, I mean, it's completely up to you what you do. So you could swap them over like that, and then that one and that one will swap places. I don't really think it makes that much difference. To tell you the truth, that one and that one. So you've either got 2 light ones together, or you've got a dark one and a light one together. I don't know which is best. Which one? I think it looks nicer with it the other way around. I think I will leave it as it was. So we will start off, we will swap that one and that one back over. Oh dear, there we go. That's better, that's right. I think it looks nicer like that. Oops. I got them right now. I think I do, yes. So I just laid them out first. And that's what pleases me. So whatever pleases you, you do your way, I'll do my way. So I'm going to use some Tombow to stick them down with. And I'm going to start in the corner and work my way across and down. So I'm going to do them in a line at a time. So I'm going to leave a small margin around the edge. And a small margin between each one as well. I did try it and it does just about fit on. Nice, does fit quite nicely. So again, just a small margin. See, I could leave a little bit more. Right, a little bit more there. That's about right. Okay. So once we've got our first row down, the rest of it will be easy. And you don't have to think too much about it. You just do it. Just try to keep them in a line at the top, and then you'll have a line going down each side, so it should all then be quite straightforward. I just think this is a nice way as well to use up your scraps, so you don't waste anything, but it's also a nice soothing activity. You can just sort of just look at what you're doing and keep your pattern going once you've started. That should be okay. So that's about straight at the top as far as I can, and then just carry on going. So this is the next row down. It's a bit like, I think it's a little bit like material quilting, in that you can make any patterns you want with these. You can choose any shapes, so long as they're sort of regular shapes that you can tile. I think it looks a little bit like tiling as well, a bit like a mosaic. That's quite nice too. But I think it works if you've got papers that have got coordinating colours. I think it looks quite nice. I think this would look quite nice with the blues as well, using the different coloured blues. If you've got boho blue, you could use perhaps the Country Inn papers if you've got any scraps of those. Those would look nice together because they're all different. Boho blue, you've got Misty Moonlight. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look it up. But I think those would look nice in the patchwork sort of pattern as well. So you can choose whatever. If you've got some nice designer series papers, some nice patterned paper in your stash that you've got scraps of and you want to use up, then why not do it something like this? Make a card like this for yourself. Again, I'm not very good at talking and crafting at the same time. Try not to think. This is a nice one where you don't necessarily have to think too much. You just do it, I think. Oops, I'm going to turn that round. I like that flower that way round. There we go. Yeah. So, hope you're having a nice day. Had a nice day even, depending on when you're watching this. Oops, if you've done anything interesting today. If you could do with a little break and you want to have a little bit of time to yourself, I think this is a great relaxing little activity that you could do if you wanted to. It's just nice to stop thinking about everything else that's going on around you and just take a little bit of time out for yourself. Just have a little bit of time not to have to think about too much else, because you need to sort of concentrate on what you're doing. You can't really do more than one, maybe not more than one thing at a time. It's hard enough talking when I'm doing this as it is, but you know, it's nice and it's soothing, and you get a nice outcome at the end of it as well. So this is, you don't have to have used all pattern papers. You could use some plain papers in with it as well, like they do when they do quilting with materials. You can add in some plain colours of plain papers as well. You don't have to have all patterns. So if you haven't got lots of patterns that match, you can use different papers, plain papers. You could make your own pattern paper anyway. You could use some inks on and stamps, and you could make your, and then cut them up and make your own papers. That would be nice too. If you haven't, say if you only had 3 and you wanted 5 designs, you could make 2 of your own using different stamp sets maybe. How about that? That would be a nice one to do as well. And then the last row, there we go. Got some, yes I have. Here we go, this one next. I do think it's a good idea to perhaps lay them out first so that you could see how your patterns look together. I think that would be a good idea. But again, a random sort of display could be just as effective. There's no rules to any of these things. You just do what comes naturally to you and what you feel good about, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And if you can pass that on to somebody else in the form of a card, I think that's really nice too. If you had different shaped cards, you can do it different sort of dimensions of cards. You can just cut your backing piece to match. You could actually, if you wanted to, you could cut your card larger or smaller, and if your inch squares don't actually fit the card that you're doing, you can overlap them like I did with the other card that I made this week with the patchwork with the hexagons. You can just trim the edges down. So if you make your base piece larger than you need it, you can then trim it to fit, and it doesn't matter if they're not, your sides come together. I'll show you the one I mean if I can find it. Here it is, one of these cards here. So if you come to the edge and they're not in rows like this one, if you sort of offset them slightly so you had it like a brick pattern, which you could easily do, but you take it to the sides and to the tops, then you just trim it to the size you want, and it doesn't matter really then. So yeah, that's what you could do as well. So those actually fit quite nicely onto this square card, probably because it's square. And I could put that on there, but I think I might just I've got some Moody Mauve ribbon, and I think I might put some of that across, but I'm going to put this on first. Just cut that end down a bit. Don't want that end like that, which is fraying. And I'm going to put this over there, and I'm going to wrap the edges around the back like that. So I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal, if I can get it out to start, there and there. Out of the way, a minute. then I'm going to make sure that that is even and put that down there. Then I'm going to put some more Tombow on and stick my card onto the base, my front onto the base part of the card, and without getting glue everywhere, hopefully. And I don't want that ribbon coming off, so oops, getting all over my fingers. Put this down, and I should have a nice even border all the way around. Let's get rid of that before it gets on anything. And now, I don't need now. I can go back away. Not going to stick anything to that. I'm going to put a sentiment on the front. Right, what should we have? Maybe I'll do the hello and enjoy your day. I'm going to need to do it on some, what colour paper have I got? Some card here. No, it's not that colour I need. It's white, which I didn't think I needed. I've got a nice rectangle. I don't want to use that. Let's get some more then. Ooh. What have I got here? Here's some card. Right, that'll do. And I've got a little bit more of the gold. Right, let's have a look. I've got 2 3/8 inch punch. Is that enough? Yes, it is. So I can cut this out. Cut a circle there. That's the largest one I've got. And I will use this one out of the white. That's nice. Now this is 2 1/4, which is retired, which we can't get now, but it would also work with the 2 inch punch. I could use a 2 inch punch as well, but it would just give a bigger border around the outside. I'll show you the difference. That one, so it would just give you a bigger border around, but I quite like it with a smaller border, so I'm going to use the 2 1/4 inch punch because I've got one. I've got it. But if you can only get the 2 inch one, then I think it will look just as nice if you wanted to with a larger border around the outside. I think that looks quite nice too. So I'm going to stamp hello and enjoy your day on the inside. So I think I've got my hello anyway already done, so I can put that on here, and enjoy your day is also, whoops, got the backing part of the stamp on there. And these are the heartfelt hellos, which are in the, actually I think they're celebration stamp set. Okay, so these come with a £45 order. If you £45, if you order something worth £45, you get this stamp set for free. And I'm not using a heartfelt hexagon punch this time. I'm using I'm using the circles. So I could have used the heartfelt hexagon, but I thought perhaps perhaps the circles would look nicer with the squares on the background, so that's why I've decided to use that. I'm using some Moody Mauve ink for a change. And the reason I didn't use Moody Mauve on the background, which I could have done and would have looked just as nice, is because I haven't got any at the moment. I thought I had some, but I can't find it anywhere. I've been through everything and I just can't find it. So there we go, that's nice. Hello, and enjoy your day, which will go on the inside. Yeah, I would have used the Moody Mauve probably for a change, but unfortunately it hasn't arrived yet. I have ordered some, but it hasn't arrived, and so I can't use it. I could use the colour that I've got, which is, I think it's Rococo Rose, which is an old one which has retired, but I still have some of the paper left, card left, so I could have used that, but I think it's fine using this. I quite like it as it is. Yeah, I'm not going to use anything else. Just put that to one side for now. I'll stick that onto there with some Tombow will do, if I can get some out. Here we go. There we go. So that will go on here like that. Yes, I'm afraid I wasn't as visible last week. I didn't do as many videos last week as I usually do, but I'd been away the weekend before and I just didn't have time to make any more videos, because when I came back I was busy all for the rest of the week. So this is my first chance now getting back to normal again and getting all my videos made in time to go out. So there's my hello, which will go over the ribbon there and in the middle. And then I've got some, oh no, that's not the right ones. Here we are. Some Moody Mauve. These are the 2023 to 2025 in colour dots, and so they've got all the Moody Mauve. This is supposedly the wild wheat, the copper clay, I think it's copper clay, and boho blue, and under there is the pebbled path. So I'm going to use some of these Moody Mauve. There we go, so you can see them all. I'll use some of these Moody Mauve dots, so I will use a big one perhaps over here, and then a medium one just here, and a small one just there. So I think that's all it actually needs. I could use a little bit of more ribbon and I could tie a little knot on the side, but I think it looks quite nice like that. Don't really want to put any more on there. And there is my card. I haven't decorated the envelope. I very well could do and will do, I think. Might put a strip of this. I will cut a strip to 1/2 inch. I think that will be enough. 1/2 inch strip. And then I use that to go on the side of my envelope. Make sure I got it the right way up. Use some of this, that's fine. If I put that there, I can see I need to get it about there. There we go. So I'm now put this and cover up whatever marks wherever they came from. Cover that up. Come down, and then I use my snips to just take the last little bit off the bottom. I've now got a nice, well, I would if it would go in the bit, matching card and envelope. I could have probably have done strips, but I think that looks quite nice as it is. So there's my card and envelope. I've not put anything on the inside. I could put another strip on the inside. How long is that? Yes, that will fit. So I might do another one of these on the inside. So I'll put another 1/2 inch strip. There we go. And I will, whoops, put this, actually, if I put some, turn this over. How long is this? Just about to there. And I will use my seal there and put some more going down to the bottom or the top. And that can go to the way. My silicone mat, which nothing will stick to. Put that from the top all the way down to the bottom. There we go. And just cut that piece off. And there we have the matching strip on the inside as well. There we go. So there's my card and envelope finished. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this card, and maybe have a go at it yourself. If you do, please don't forget to share. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see any more of my videos, you can subscribe to my channel. And if you click on the little bell icon, you will also be notified when I post a new video. If you want any of the products that I've used, the Poetic Expressions suite is in the mini catalogue. The ribbon you can find in the annual catalogue. The heartfelt hellos are the celebration items, and these dots are also in the annual catalogue, as is the card, the wild wheat card. The card base and envelopes are not supplied by Stampin', but you can find card bases whatever size you want. You can make your own. You could just about manage to get this out of a sheet of A4 if you're careful. It will be just under 6 inches because the sheet of A4 isn't quite 12 inches long. Or you could use some 12 by 12 papers. You could make your 6 inch by 6 inch card. There we go. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.